Prepare yourself for a talk radio experience like no other.
Strap yourselves in and hold on.
You know why I'm mad? Because everything the New World Order said they'd do in their planning documents 80 years ago, they've done. Now they say they're going to do the rest of it. Once they've got their world government in place, they're going to have controlled bioweapons releases. They always blame on terrorists. They'll use that to get more control, herd you into smaller cities, keep exterminating. Long after I'm gone, long after many patriots that fought against them are gone, they'll just be nothing but drugged out, Prozac, Ritalin head yuppies, watching their television, you know, their view screens, begging and worshiping the government and stumbling around acting cool. And it's a real travesty. You know, I just can't believe they're going to use foreign troops. I can't believe they're filling up the ranks of our military with illegal aliens and felons. That's true. I mean, that's happening. How dare you talk about our military, boy? You don't like our military. Well, if our military is a bunch of illegal aliens and felons, I don't like our military. You know, you're idiots, okay? Those of you that support this system, you're idiots. The country's already gone. We're not going to get it back until you wake up. Meanwhile, let me explain this. Going back, the Rus, or the Northerners, from Russia, set up by the Vikings more than 2,000 years ago, one of their main homelands is there in Serbia, what's Belgrade today. This is the heartland of the Slavic or Russian culture. Okay? And now they've come in and taken it for a NATO drug-running child kidnapping operation. Oh, you didn't know that? That's what the UN does. It's filth you can't imagine runs this planet. And you're just thinking everything's fine, or you're afraid of a Muslim extremist going to get you. All the real Muslim extremists work for the CIA, MI6, Shin Bet, or Mossad. And it's admitted. The incredible part is Moscow threatens force over Kosovo. Their ambassador said, we too will have to proceed with a view in order to be respected. We must use brute force. In other words, armed force invasion. Russia threatens also to nuke Ukraine. I mean, you can't, Turkey's moved in because the communist-backed Muslims are attacking them. The U.S. tells Turkey, how dare you defend yourself? Just every scumbag terror group works for the filth that runs this nation. Indonesia has now gotten evidence that the U.S. engineered the bird flu as an Asian-backed bioweapon, race-specific. We already knew that. Oh, man. Do you think your way of life's going to be okay if you let corruption grow and secret police be everywhere? Okay, let's jam in some final calls here. Dwayne, and then who's been holding next after that? To be AJ and Lee. Dwayne, thanks for holding it on the air from Austin. Go ahead.
Hey, how you doing, Alex?
I'm just crazed and angry and upset.
Okay. Hey, I'm calling because I saw the rally yesterday with Dr. Paul.
Yes, Ron Paul was here in town. Jimmy Vaughn played.
And I was noticing that there were basically no African Americans there. And the thing I noticed, when we have our family members go online and do the presidential poll, you know, the candidate that has the most in common with you in your beliefs, every time, all my relatives, it always comes up Ron Paul. It's never Barack Obama. And I wanted to know, why are a lot of African Americans just blindly voting for this guy? Is it because Oprah says so? Because the way I believe, the way my family members believe, we can't vote for that guy. The guy we're supposed to be voting for, if it's going on ideals and having things in common, is the Republican Ron Paul. Because we don't believe in open borders. We believe in enforcing the Constitution. We believe in protecting the United States. And we believe, you know, basically in the foundations of the United States. And I just want to know what you think about that.
Well, I mean, if it's Hillary, Barack Obama, or John McCain, you can't vote for either three. They're all owned by the same people. They're giving us a false choice. That's why they were all given plenty of attention. That's why they were all given plenty of gas mileage. Now they're shooting McCain down. And I'm surprised it's not Hillary. If it ends up being Barack Obama, I'll have to say that I was wrong because she was the anointed one. I mean, I like the guy at a personal level because I hate Hillary so much. You know, I mean, the system knows how to play us. And the reason they know how to play us is because they have the top psychologists and psychiatrists and PR people who know how to examine human activity. They even have war game computers that can spit out what to do. And I think that, you know, you should vote your conscience. I mean, if it came down I mean, I have to look. I can't say go vote in the primary for Barack Obama over Hillary, even though I would like to because she's so bad. The point is that of course she's bad. She's already been in power. Barack Obama has really evil people behind him. He's calling for a global tax. He's anti-gun, pro-open border. His socialized health care plan isn't as bad as Hillary's. I've always said don't go for lesser of two evils. So, that's your decision. I mean, I'm not going to tell you what you should do.
Hey, I'm just basically saying a lot of folks are just voting without even knowing what this guy is for.
Well, he just says change, change, change because they know people want change. But it's not more change. It's more government, more control, more of the same. I mean, I wouldn't vote for either three of those people. I would write in Ron Paul. He's on the ballot still as a Republican. And then if I was you, you're a very intelligent, articulate person, sir. I would run for office yourself locally. We get 60% turnout for national elections, 8% turnout on average locally. And that is what Austin is. Austin's the national average, about 8%. For local elections, that's where the real power is at. So you're good. You need to run. Okay, let's go ahead and jam in some more here. Another call. A lot of calls today from Austin. Lee in Austin, you're on the air. Go ahead.
Oh, hi. I just wanted to say you were absolutely right about the NSA. My dad worked for NSA, and he would come home and say we have to hide things from the FBI today and hide things from the CIA tomorrow. So you're totally right on target.
Yeah, that's the main thing. The NSA is there so that the real guys running the country, so agencies don't find out what the real crooks at the top are doing.
Right. And now I think we've gotten to the point where they don't really care what anybody knows or anybody says.
No, it comes out that DynCorp kidnaps hundreds of thousands of children for child sex slaves, and DynCorp just changes their name. Doesn't matter if BBC reports it. Nobody gets arrested, and I get death threats told I better shut up.
They just don't care anymore. They have enough power to control the world, and they don't care what anybody says or knows.
I walked up to a bunch of Austin cops one night out in front of the DynCorp headquarters, and I said, that's a really evil company. You need to find out about it. And I told them about some news headlines, and they just laughed at me. It's like, this guy knows how to talk. That's funny. Child kidnapping rings. Like I'm making that up. Like I'd be on the air 5 minutes if that wasn't true. Believe me, I wish every day it wasn't true. I'm sick. My spirit is sick. I am sick of all this happening, Lee. I'm tired of knowing these monsters are everywhere and nobody's doing anything about them.
Because we won't pick up our arms and fight against them. It's us against them now.
Well, we first have to wake the people up about who the real enemies are. But I'll just tell you, folks, they're going to blow the economy completely out. They're destroying the dollar. I mean, look at these headlines I've got today. Wall Street runs on banks. It doesn't look like an old-fashioned bank run because it involves the biggest financial institutions trading paper assets so complicated that even top executives don't fully understand the transactions. But that's what it is. It's spreading fear among financial institutions that their brethren can't be trusted to honor their obligations, and then they go into it. They're telling us the economy's going to be great in 6 months. Folks, the dollar's gone. That's all we had. We didn't have industry or anything. We had the strong dollar left. It's gone. The government decided to kill the dollar to bring in the North American Union. AJ in California, you're on the air.
Hello, Alex?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I'm glad I got in. I'm really appreciative about what you're doing out there. I hear you all the time rant and rave and say I'm going off, but you know what? I feel exactly what you feel. Yeah, one of the most frustrating things for me, and I've had personal experiences with what goes on with some of the government agencies, just to give the viewers a listen from just an ordinary person. Ex-girlfriend of mine had her kids removed from her because of a CPS thing where the boyfriend, her ex-boyfriend before me, was laying his hands on her, beating her up. And so they come in and take both the kids, remove the kids, put them in CPS care.
Where they're 5 times more likely, according to federal numbers, to be abused, and then they cover up. There was articles in the local paper today about how these schools cover up teachers that rape kids. I mean, it's just...
Absolutely. And what really infuriates me is what they did with their son, a parent couldn't do to another parent in a divorce. They actually told her that she couldn't tell her kids things, and they were telling her son, they would tell her, if your son acts up, he can't come see you. Now, the kid's been pulled out of the house. The family has been ripped apart. He's acting up. They want to force him on medication. then they want to tell her that your kid, you can't come see your kid because...
Exactly, and most of these social workers were abused themselves. I went to college with people going to school to be social workers. You'd be out drinking a beer, and there'd be some girls there that want to be... They'd go, I was abused. I can't wait to get these bad parents. I can't wait to get out there and take kids. And this person shouldn't be allowed to clean toilets. This person can't wipe their own nose. But they're going to go out and break up families. Look, the government, since it got involved in families, has destroyed our families. I have the textbooks written 100 years ago where they said they were going to do all of this. But the idiots carrying it out don't know. I'll be back live next Sunday, 4 to 6 p.m. Central. Thanks to all our stations and listeners. I'll see you back on the weekday show as well. Infowars.com. Resist the New World Order!